Hey all, today we're going to see how we can run i6sim with the help of Docker and WebRTC streaming protocol. I'll be running this in two methods. So I'll be teaching you the WebRTC and also the UX UI method, more like a GUI method. The reason is you will be able to run these things in your cloud environment. Let's say you want to deploy in cloud and like AWS or GCP. And there you can actually use these steps to connect it through them remotely and control them. That's why I want you to do these. This doesn't exactly teach you to use i6sim, but more like how to set up i6sim. That's all. It should be quite easy because I'm not gonna do many new things. I'm gonna just follow this tutorial, but I just want you to show how the UI looks when you run it. Because the documentation, even though it is clear, there are some mistakes which have to be clarified and checked. This tutorial is fine, but there are a few more things that you might have to check. So if you go to this place, which is the install container.html page, it lets you know how to install containers. For that, you basically need Docker. They'll be using Docker and not like Podman or something, but just you can follow these steps to get the Docker installed in your machine or in your Google Cloud or AWS Cloud, whichever one that you would like. Like AWS is called EC2 instance, and they have a specific instance with the tutorial stuff that you can see in this. Maybe I'll go through one by one when I have the time, but I'll just show you the container installation. So yeah, in the last video, we did speak about the i6sim requirements. So just keep that in mind and that should be it. Now we'll go and like run these steps. I already have Docker, so I'm gonna skip these ones. Docker PS should give me some of the commands that I already have, like Docker commands that I can check. Docker PS, Docker images should give me all these things. That's all. So once I run these, I would get Docker installed in my machine. Then I would suggest you to follow this installation step, which would add your Docker to your sudo group. So you don't have to type sudo docker every time. You can just type Docker directly. After that is done, you do need to install the NVIDIA container toolkit for Docker and also the CUDA container list. Because without this, you would not be able to run some of the NVIDIA CUDA containers, Docker containers in your machine. You just follow steps till here. Once you complete the steps, you'd be able to see the Docker container run. I just run this and show you. This is showing my NVIDIA GPU connected to my host, but through a Docker container. That's what it's showing. It's similar to what I'll be doing now. It is similar to this command, but it is looking at my host because the Docker connected to my host, which is what we want. And yeah, then everything is done. We have to pull this container. I already have this container image, my bad. So if you look, this is the image that they're asking us to pull from the NVIDIA container registry. That comes up to like 15 GB. So make sure that you have at least 50 to 60 GB space for running all this. Then you would create these directories. I already have them created because I just ran this commands. You just copy paste them in your terminal with sudo access that you have, and that's all. Now let's run this url. Now you're inside the container and you basically have to run this command. This is what you have to run. If you want, you can run these stuff, but it is just checking if your machine is compatible, and I'm assuming that you would already check that. And that's it. Then you go to this website. Yeah, so I did run this one to start my i6sim without GUI, and later would connect it with my WebRTC client. For that, I'm opening this i6sim WebRTC client, and in here you would have these wait. Yeah, they already have it, but I remember downloading it. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, you can run all these commands to check if they're working, but I would suggest you to just download it from this latest release. And I had downloaded this version, and it is in my i6sim directory. So I'm gonna show you this is the app image that I'll be running. So I'll run it with the UI. What I did was I downloaded this. It was in my download folder, and I pasted it in my i6m folder. That's all. Then I did go into properties, change permission to allow executing file as program. This, if it doesn't work, you can check internet to make it run. There are a few libraries that you might have to install for it. I think it's libfuse or something, I'm not sure. So I think libfuse, a proper Stack Overflow or someone would be able to give you the instructions on how to run this app file, and that's it. I'm already running my thing, so I just double click the other one. It just opened here. If I click connect, it should give the UI, and now we have connected it through our Docker. That's it. It is same as your normal application running on your host machine, but we are running it through Docker. That's the only difference, and it's a bit more nicer and faster, but I don't think you would have enough keyboard control and a few more control that you would want. That's the only thing. So I'm going to stop this and show you the other way that I want to run. The other way that I would be running is basically this one. Yeah, the first tutorial is done, and you can run all your previous tutorials that I taught you, like setting up stage and stuff. The next one is directly with GUI. We don't have to download the WebRTC client. The WebRTC client is good if you're trying to connect it, but you generally have to give your localhost permission to run this as UI. And I'll be running this in my UI. Let's do that. And that's it. This is what is adding my UI to the host as no control machine. And .runapp.sh, it should open up UI directly. Yeah, it is already giving in my right panel, but I'm not able to get it to you. But yeah, now I'm able to. Yep, this is the whole version. It is also using Docker to run. It is not running in my host machine. I mean, like, it is running in my host machine, but the i6m is from Docker, not the one that is on my host machine. So I'm using Docker image and Docker container to run this. If I go to this panel or this tab or this terminal and show you Docker PS, it would show that this container is running, and this is the container that has the i6m that we are able to see. So yeah, so that's the whole tutorial, and that is all. Thank you then.